Hey y'all. So apparently this is going to be rotated in the direction I wasn't going for. So I am just out here. I got some new glitters in yesterday and some more last week and some more the week before that. So I just need to make my glitter samples for them to go in my little kit. So I am going to try my best to watch for comments. So if I miss one, please forgive me. So most of y'all know that I get most of my glitter from the same place just because I love her stuff and how she runs her business. But I did get a couple of new colors from another place that I have not ordered before. And I'm really excited because I didn't have anything like any of these. Got these adorable little anchors. And the Harry Potter Deathly Hallows. These are both, the first 5 of these are from Glitter Craze. Isn't that a cute little name? Very appropriate. And then Superstar is kind of different. It's like light pink, but it has a couple of different, it's like pink and gold mostly, but it has little stars in it. Hi, Wanda's Wonder. Thank you for that sweet little comment. Don't be coy. I was looking for a brighter orange. This is more of like an irregular cut, almost like shattered glass. I think it'll work for some of the things I wanted it for. And then Blue Jean. This one's exactly what it looks like, or what it sounds like. Kind of a lighter blue. But it's not holographic, which is kind of nice because I need some that are and some that aren't. Hi, Bailey. I've actually seen some ads for Glitter Chimp. I just haven't checked them out just yet, but I'll have to add that to my list. So last month's subscription box had, she often does a theme. Not always, but kind of. These all have a green of some sort. This Bora Bora is like a navy to aqua shift. I wish that this did it justice, but it doesn't. State Fair is blue, I can't talk, green and pink. Hi, Bobby. Okay, Leanne says they have good glitter too. I will have to check that out. This one is green and gold. Chameleon is like a copper and green. And then Ursula 2.0. Hi, Rebecca. Blue and green shift. I have the other one like that. And then, so that was the subscription box. And then one of the other orders I placed. And then yesterday, hi, Dana. I'm also in Texas. So I'm going to make some earrings out of this in a little while. And then Michaela is like a magenta and rose gold chunky. It's really pretty. I'm just showing off my new pretties. I get so excited. Even the 12-year-old moody preteen. This is Ariel. Y'all have seen me use Zoe, which is really similar. Hey, these glitters are actually from a shop in Marshall. So that's right in your backyard. And these are only a shade different. So I think I remember hearing or seeing somewhere that there are little hearts in here somewhere. I'll find out in a minute. And then Crater Lake is kind of the same shade of blue as that Blue Jean Nights, but it's holographic. I can't wait to use that one. I don't have one. This is basically Zoe. Yeah, so fransglitterandmore.com, Dana, she's, I believe, in Marshall. I'm not positive, but so you could definitely get your fix. So Ariel and Crater Lake are basically the shade on each side of Zoe. Just in case you were wondering. I'm not doing anything with Zoe. So I wanted to show y'all. Hi, Mary. I wanted to show y'all how I do my little glitter samples. I have a box. This is kind of, sorry if I'm kicking this tripod. I have a little box with these little coin capsules. Here's the rest of my collection here. They're not in any order yet. They're kind of sort of in rainbow order, only because I have a coworker that did it for me. So I like to fill the bottom of this capsule with, Hi, Jessica. Good to see you again. So I like to put a good bit in here. The chunkies especially. Hi, Dale. I like how the chunkies just kind of settle in. Any of my fine glitters, I definitely do stir it up. I just use this little thing that came with an embossing plate from my scrapbooking days. It's perfect for mixing because it doesn't scratch up the bottom of my little capsule thing. And I know some of y'all are thinking, oh my gosh, that's so much epoxy. But I just love the way it makes my chunky glitters settle in. And I can kind of get a good idea of what a flattened and what the textured, just looking at each side. So I'm just going to do this real quick. I mixed up 20 milliliters just for starters. I have a feeling that it's going to harden up before I can get to it for the earrings, and that's okay. It's not going to be very much. All right, so this is all I'm doing here. Just kind of topping them off. I'm really proud of what's spinning in the background. You can probably hear my turner going. I'm going to tilt this so y'all can see it. It's going to make me... All right. Bear with me for a second. It got mad at me for tilting my phone. I feel so gimpy. Hi, Addison. Look at my sweet little school bus in the back. That is my most complicated cup I have ever made. I'm pretty proud of that. So here's what's next. I'm going to just kind of get all of these out of the way. I'm okay with them kind of thickening up a little bit. It is entirely possible that they're going to set up before I'm ready to use them. And if they do, I'll pop them out. So I have this cute little spoon that came in some stuff. Thank you, Rebecca. I'm so proud of it. The customer that ordered that, she seems to always order stuff that is way outside of my comfort zone. Thank you, Dana. And she always just pushes my limits, and I'm okay with that. She's the one that the cowhide one was for too. These orders are long overdue. So what I've done is just poured a whole bunch on top, and then I'm gonna set it off to the side. I don't have to worry about keeping these in order or anything because I can pretty much tell what's what pretty easily. So over here on this side off camera, I have, if anybody used to scrapbook, Addison, I'm making my glitter samples. So I have these coin capsules that I like to be able to show what glitters I have available. So I just wiped off my spoon in my Scrap My Bob trash baggie. You know what I think I'm gonna do really quickly? It's kind of cold out here again. It's so annoying how cold it's been. Y'all close your ears because this might be loud. I don't think it's super loud, but I'm just gonna kind of heat this up and liquefy it just a little bit, and you'll see glitter go everywhere, I think. Hopefully I don't have a reaction. I've been pretty good about wearing my mask when I do any kind of heating up, so I'm just gonna do this really quickly. And it's so slow. Oh my gosh. Hi, Catherine. So, you know, the addiction is real. So I started to say earlier, my 12-year-old preteen, moody, hardly get to talk to her. Okay, I will stop complaining about my weather, Leanne, I promise. I'm a Texas girl. It's not supposed to be cold, and I don't like it. But in my defense, it's 41, so I'm not that much colder. I mean, that much warmer. But I told my daughter I got new glitter yesterday. Do you want to see it? And she's like, no. I was like, okay, fine. So I'm not going to force her to look at glitter because she's a moody preteen. She probably doesn't care at all. So she said, okay, no, I really do want to see it. I've got her addicted too. Oh my gosh, 2 people back to back just said it's cold here in Florida. Addison and Wanda, what's your temperature? So we had someone watching from Canada the other night. I can't remember who it was, but it was like negative whatever temperature it was here. It was that number negative there. I couldn't do it. 32. Oh my goodness. Leanne, you know, you may not get that much warmer weather based on what I'm hearing, because most of us have kind of the same weather right now. 62. Oh my goodness. That's kind of funny. For Texas, that's shorts and flip-flops for some, or at least a hoodie and flip-flops, even if you're wearing pants. Okay, so these are for the most part blended. Yeah, 50s is definitely cold. I don't like it. All right, this isn't quite going where I want it to. It's already thick. I just mixed this right before. You had no winter. Our winter won't stop. All right, so what I'm doing, because for some reason this is so thick already, it's probably because it's not cool enough or not warm enough to keep it liquid. It's just kind of setting up because of temperature, not because of curing. So I'll go ahead and take that glove off. So I've got all those kind of flattened out. I'm okay with that now. So I'm just going to move on to the next color. If you decide to do these, make sure you don't just take from the top. Make sure you blend it, because I definitely have seen it settle. When I get my new glitters and my coworkers are oohing and awing, I have to tell them every time, no, 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 you have to open it. And they always feel guilty for being the first one to open my glitter, but I get to play with it and they don't, so I'm okay with it. So any glitter that falls off, I'll either add to my dump jar, which actually makes a surprisingly pretty blend, or I'll just literally dump it back onto the top after the coin capsule part is cured. I'll just literally open each one and dump, dump, dump back in there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sorry, I just knocked one off. It's been a long day, it feels like. I'm really glad though that it's Friday. I have yet another run to do tomorrow, and I'm starting to realize how old I am, because I'm just doing a little run on the treadmill this week. Almost did my knees in. I'm only 40. Shouldn't be happening. Okay, so like I said, I'm just kind of dumping it on there because I want it to settle down in there. I want it to be thick enough that it can just kind of ooch on down in there. Especially right now with this being so cold and kind of... All right, this one's got to be stirred. Man, this is pretty. I've had this one on my want list for a while. I'm glad I finally got it. It's called Crater Lake. I like it a lot. Sometime in the near future, I'm going to do a rainbow geode. And that will probably be my blue. I'll probably use a darker one for the indigo. Probably like Landon or something. Or Drew, I mean. Drew is the darker. So that's my 4 new glitters that I just got yesterday. So now I'm going to go ahead and throw in... I should not open this with so much flair. I'm going to go ahead and do last month's subscription colors. She has some great colors. I'm not opposed to ordering from other companies. I just found her right when she first started doing this and just kind of latched on. I like how she does things. But I've had good experiences at Yaya's and Glitter Craze also. I have static on my spoon right now. Isn't that funny? It's like a magnetron, if anyone's into the Red Queen series. If you've never heard of the Red Queen series, you'll probably think I'm an idiot for thinking that was funny. But that's okay. No biggie. So, Bora Bora, I'm going to go ahead and do this one and show you how I mix it. This one I'm going to put a fair amount. I really hate when it gets static. It's kind of annoying. All right, so I'm just going to set this aside and show you how I do that. There we go. Couldn't find my thing. So I just use this. This literally is an embossing stylus thing. I literally just do this and just stir it until it's blended. I'll do this over here so I don't make such a mess. I could do this in a cup with the epoxy, but when I have several going, it's not worth it. I would waste a lot of the medicine cups doing it. And because I'm doing this different than, like, different angles and stuff than I normally do, and it's not hot and runny, I'm making a much bigger mess than I normally would. But you get the idea. Worst case, these turn out ugly, you pop them out. So easy. All right, so that's pretty good. Just kind of get it around the edges here. Otherwise you end up with clear edges. We don't really want that. So I'm just gonna kind of spread it out, and then it'll self-leaven because it's still thick, thin enough. But you can kind of see what I'm going for on the other side. There's an air bubble there. So just gonna let that kind of do its thing and then wipe off my stylus here. Hi, Blue Create. Welcome in. So right now I'm kind of playing around with my new glitters and updating my glitter sample chip coin capsules. Okay, so that's the only fine glitter I have. So we don't have to worry about stirring anymore. So I can just get those off of here now. I'm not really worried about that. So I'm going to do Blue Jean Night. This one's Glitter Craze. They had a sale the other day, buy one, get one, or buy Blue Create. I have actually seriously considered that. But since you're just joining us, let me show you real quick. I have all of these and all of these. That would be a very long video, but I have seriously considered it. Yes, Landon and Drew, I was actually just talking about for the rainbow geode that I really want to do. I just did last month's subscription box color samples right over here on the side. No, I didn't. I only did 2 of them. I got myself out of order. So what I'm doing is just putting this on real thick and it'll settle in. And I'll show y'all what I mean by that real quick. Let me grab one that's already done. Find a good chunky that's visible. So on this side, you can kind of the texture of it. That's the top. And then right here is the flattened version. That's why I like it so thick on there. So you can kind of see without epoxy and under epoxy. It kind of gives you that twofold sample. Because there are some colors like Garfield and Sparkly and Skeleton. They're not sparkly under epoxy, which is fine because some people don't want that. They just want to see kind of a texture or a non-sparkly color. So let me finish up the... Jessica, don't get in trouble watching at work. You can watch the playback. So this is Green Goblin. It's a green to gold shift. It's really pretty. I was needing some good greens because I only had like a dark green and a couple of neon greens. I really needed some mediums. I like color shifts a lot. In fact, after the other night showing y'all my coffee cup with Purple Rain on it, I'm in the process of redoing that cup because I was kind of a newbie when I did it. You could not even see the decal that I had on there. Hi, Cynthia. So Yeah, Purple Rain. It's so pretty. So I used that cup today for the first time in several months because it's been here in my shed. And my coworker, she thought that I had made myself a new cup. And I was like, no, it's actually an old one. It was one of my very first Fran's color combos. It was Cinderella on top. I think I said White Wedding in the last video. It's actually Cinderella. So the one I just did is Chameleon Chunky. There's also a fine version of this that I don't own yet. I say yet because I intend someday of having all of her colors. I don't know if all glitter sellers do this, but I know that Fran just started a referral and a rewards. So for every point you spend, every dollar you spend, you get a point, and once you spend $100, you get a $5 coupon. Which, if you're already buying that stuff anyways, you might as well get a little reward out of it. I'm trying to break up the static. I'm also trying to not go crazy on this because I have wet epoxy spinning right behind all of this, which probably wasn't the best idea, but I've got it pushed back pretty far. Yeah, Cynthia, I hope you enjoy all the colors that you order from her. I definitely do. There's only a couple of colors and I'm like, I probably won't use those, but I like having them because you never know what people are going to ask for. I've had a couple of combos that I was like, all right, whatever floats your boat. That one kind of stuck. So this is that new Superstar. I'm gonna clean this. I'll probably end up cross-contaminating one sample with another, but oh well. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. So this one's actually pretty cute. I have another glitter that has the tiny little stars called Dawson, and it is stinking adorable. It's one of my favorites. In fact, I have a coaster right here that I completely... Oh no, this is the good one. I thought this was the one I destroyed. Wanda, so there are so many glitter sellers out there. It really just depends on what you're looking for. I personally love Fran's. We've got a couple people on here that love Glitter Chimp. Some of what I'm working with right now is from Glitter Craze. There's a lot out there. This is Dawson. You can kind of see the little stars in there every once in a while. Super cute. I like it a lot. So that is now ready for that. I'll just set you aside. I also like to, I'll probably use some of this thickened up epoxy to do this. I like to put a little dab of thick epoxy and then put glitter on there and just let it cure. And then just kind of let it be. Oh yeah, Dana, Mr. Nola's is a good one too. I'm actually part of their Facebook group, but I have not ordered from them yet. I know they've got a lot of cool things going on with them right now. Their new store, and I think they've got something going on with some classes that they're offering. It's pretty cool. In that neck of their neck of the woods, I'm definitely gonna in their store. They've got some beautiful colors too. And I am not endorsed by anyone, just so you know. I'm an equal opportunity glitter lover. I do know that if anything's wrong, she will do everything in her power to make it right. I've only ever had one issue. GlitterCon? What? I've never heard of this black magic. I do know that TumblerCon is going on right now about 30 miles away from me, and I kind of wish I was there, but I'm kind of glad I'm not, because I would probably get in over my head. So that orange is called Don't Be Coy. It's kind of like a shattered glass looking. So for this shaped glitter, I like this orange. It wasn't what I wanted, but I'll still find a use for it. I really, really, really need a couple of great chunkies to just really be able to do my rainbow geode. That has been on my to-do list for a while. All right, come on. Okay, so I don't really have to put a lot of the shapes on there, just enough to kind of get the point across. Some of these shapes, the way they cut, some of them are bad. So if you do these, don't look at my cuticles. I bite my fingernails sometimes. When you do these, be on the lookout, because I'll show you two of them side by side. This one is gimpy. It's got a real thin side, so you would not want to put that. Oh yeah, I've heard of Sparkle City Treasures also. I've never checked them out, but I have heard that name mentioned many times before. I agree. Chameleon Chunky and Zoe, that would be a pretty good combo. May have to make that happen. All right, so that's all I'm going to do, is a couple of shapes there, just so that it's easy to see right off the bat whenever I'm kind of flipping through. I've got several shapes that I have each of them in this. I actually have a couple of shapes that have come in as little extras for some of the subscription boxes. She'll do, like at Christmas, there was a little bit of extra Christmas trees, and this last box had shamrocks. Yeah, okay, so that's good there. These are a little bit smaller, so I'll go ahead and throw that one right in the middle if I can make it work. Yeah, so I will literally just let these sit all night, and then in the morning I'll come out here and I will dump each one into its own little jar, and then put the cap on it. And before I put it back in the container in my little box, each one of these has a little etched number. I messed up on this one, so that's actually 58. And then I have the number etched onto the little capsule also. This one's a little easier to see, 60. And it'll say the same thing on my other. When I first got my glitters, I was like, oh yeah, this is such and such color, and this is such and such color. Now, I can't keep up with it. With over 100 glitters, I'm doing good to remember who I am some days. I just can't remember anymore. So I really, really, really want to make some earrings. So if you feel like hanging around for that, be my guest. I kind of really want to do it with this one, but I kind of really want to do it with this one. This is similar to Amore that was in the other earring live that I did the other day. It's a little different. Amore is definitely more pink, where this is more of like a lavender-ish with a green shift. So I'm gonna mix up a little bit more epoxy real quick. I'm gonna use the same molds I did last time. I'm gonna use these guys right there until they're full, and then I'll go to that one. But this one's everyone's favorite. Dana, that is absolutely true. Oh my goodness. I actually have some more earrings coming. The greenish one. Well, they're both greenish. One's black and green, kind of rainbowy, and one's the pink and green. So which one are you talking about? I'll let y'all vote. So I'm going to move this real quick. All right, so last time I made some up, I did, okay, the black and green. You got it. So that one is called Science Project. I just got that yesterday. I actually had an appointment at the school, so I was late to work yesterday. And I got in, and the office manager said, do you know how hard it was for us to not send you a video of us opening your glitter? I already knew it was coming, but they didn't know it was in the box, and it was quite comical to hear them get so excited. It's lame. But I've worked there for almost 10 years. I'm not far from working there 10 years, and so I can understand why they get excited, because they've watched me go from sewing and crafting in that regard to now doing this. And You know what? I wouldn't have been sad because I knew what was coming. So I knew what was in that package. I am really excited that I think next week I'll get the new subscription box. Okay, so I do this wrong compared to some people's rules. I get eye level and I measure. I'm going to go to the 10 and then I'm going to grab my other bottle and go to the 20. So if anyone comments in the next 30 seconds, I can't see it. I check these lids every time because you know, I've thought about doing some sewing tutorials, Jessica. I don't know if I ever will. Just because I'm good enough to wing it, but I'm not that great at it. Some people, there's a woman, I follow her Facebook group. Her, I think it's Crafting to Venture. Holy cow, that woman can knock out a purse like nobody's business. I have no idea how I got glitter all over this. Dana, you're right. If they don't get excited about glitter, there is something wrong with them. I totally agree with that sentiment. All right. So that's that. Let's stir it up. I like these metal stir sticks. These are just drink sticks off of Amazon. I think it was like a 5 or 6 pack or something. Some people do silicone stir sticks, and those are really good. So I have my epoxy down on the floor with a heat lamp on it. I set my timer so that it would be nice and ready for me. Leanne, these molds came off of Amazon. I think I put the link of this on my other tutorial. Oh man. All right, my battery's screaming at me. That's why it froze up. Give me a second to plug in. I get too ADD. I want to get out here and play. Oh, did you just go on a cruise, Theta? I'm going on one next week. Y'all will definitely not see me Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday of next week. Starting next week, I should say. Okay, I plugged in my phone so that it won't freeze up again and tell me that I have to plug it in. I would love to know where you cruise to. I made my aunt a mother of the groom dress. Golly, I was like 20, 21. And it was so difficult because the type of sequins it was like the kind that was glued on, not sewn on. I went through so many needles trying to keep them clean and kind of getting jammed up and bogged down. So this is a little runnier than what I want it to be. So I'm going to let it just kind of sit up for a minute. I have these cute little other earring molds that I'm going to pull out because I might throw some in here. Theta, I did that exact same cruise last April. I took my husband for his 40th birthday. It was so great. We plan to retire in Jamaica after going there. It was beautiful. Oh my gosh, the water is so clear and it was quite comical. My husband doesn't remember most of that day. He remembers going out on our excursion, and we did, no, it's Grand Cayman. He doesn't remember most of Grand Cayman. No, it was Jamaica. Yeah, because we ate at Margaritaville after our excursion. We did snorkeling in all 3 ports. This cruise is actually a work trip. Wow, wow, right? It's a hard life. It's a work trip, and we are going just to Cozumel and back, so it's really hard for us to be closed for very long. I bet that Segway excursion was a blast. All right, so it's not quite thickened up or anything, but I'm gonna go ahead and put my glitter in there. It helps it thicken. I've been on about 5 cruises, I think. My very first cruise was the one that had the engine fire back in 2014, I think. And I hope I didn't get too much glitter in here because I was running my mouth. 2014, the engine room caught fire. And let me tell you, waking up to the intercom of the captain, like yelling, Alpha team, that'll get you up real fast. It was in the middle of the night. I don't remember what time anymore because it was too long ago, but we were so glad we had a balcony. If we wouldn't have had a balcony, we would have probably been one of those couple hundred people that had to move their mattress and just sleep out up on the deck because there was no fresh air. It wasn't terrifying, Theta. It was kind of gross because we had to pee in the bathtub and we had to go number 2 in trash bags. And our poor room steward, I'll never forget Nauman. He was such a trooper. And we tried our best not to need him to do anything. And he kept us well stocked with mints and chocolate, not mints, but chocolates and the fruit that he could get his hands on. It was super sweet. But okay, so I've got a fair amount. I'm really sorry that this is shaken. I'm having to use my tripod that I normally have up on the counter fully extended because my small tripod was just going to be too in the way. But anyways, we did that, and then we all got a free cruise. This is so pretty. It's like rainbowy. We got a free cruise out of it, so we ended up taking the kids on a 7-day and just paid the difference. And then that was husband and kids' first cruise, and then I had another office cruise, and then took hubby on his birthday cruise last year, and now this one. So however many that is, I'm pretty sure that's 5. 3 office and 2 family. So that's what I've got going on there. So now I'm going to just slowly pour it into each little cavity. I apologize if I don't see your comment for the next couple minutes. So because this is so skinny in that one spot, sometimes you gotta go like 1 drop at a time. It's kind of a pain, but this is my favorite shape out of all of these. If y'all have watched my other ones, those were Valentine's gifts, and they were a huge hit. I was really glad that I did the black and white and red one for a couple of them, because one of the doctors, her sons are in sports, and that was actually their school colors. So it was twofold. If you get these too full, you can scoop them out later with something kind of flat and small. I was going to say earlier with the mixing utensils, I will say using something other than a wooden stick is a game changer. Some people use the silicone stir sticks, and those are great, but since switching away from the wooden sticks, I have far fewer air bubbles. As this settles, I'm going to go in and kind of pull out some of the clumps and kind of clean it up. You can clean it up after the fact, except for when it's really, really bad. But if it's just real thin right there on the edge, it's super easy to take a razor blade. But if it needs a lot, it definitely leaves a bad kind of not shiny spot, like a frosted spot. You can see how much this makes. This is just 20 milliliters of epoxy mix, but then of course after you add the glitter. Yeah, Dana, the metal stir sticks has made a huge difference, and also slightly having slightly warmer epoxy kind of backfires on me when I get my light too close to it and it gets it a little too hot. It starts curing a little too fast. So all I'm doing right now is making this where it's not like bulging. And I'll come in with a lighter in just a minute and get the air bubbles. I'll show you all that in a minute. I got these cute little, like kid-sized earring molds. I want to go ahead and throw some of these in too. Sorry if that was loud. Just cute little basic ones, small. Some people don't like big earrings. I hardly ever wore earrings until very recently. So I'm going to use the diamond shape here. If you'll fill it like to the brim where it's very slightly bulbing, not bulbing, told y'all I can't talk, I kind of bubbled up over it. I'll try and get a bird's eye view or a eye level view in just a minute. It'll help make that rough edge practically go away. Okay, so I'm gonna let just that kind of settle and work its way around the post there. And Barbie, if you're watching now or later, I am so sorry. I missed both of your comments last conversation that we were having. You were asking me the color, and I realized it on the playback, and I am so sorry. I literally missed it both times you asked, and that was totally not intentional. I don't want you to think I was ignoring you. Okay, so that's really all I want to do on the small ones. I'll let those kind of work their way in. So I'll go ahead and do these kind of funky shapes here. We got cute little t-shirts to go with for our trip. We did it last time too. We did tank tops that said, let's get ship-faced. And this time we did, oh ship, it's an office trip. It's pretty cute. Several girls, it's their very first time, and they're kind of nervous, but we keep assuring them that if we went after what happened the other time, then obviously it's not that bad. I'm super looking forward to a guy's burger. I love Red Robin and Fuddruckers, which are not the best burgers in the world, but Guy's Burgers is right up there with those two places. There's my other one. So these earrings make really great, easy to sell, just kind of have a variety. I mean, you can see how many we've made with this one batch of epoxy. It's starting to get a little thick now, which that's okay. I'm about to clean up these edges too. Ah, my finger is stuck to that other, okay. Ooh, I thought that was gonna be ugly. My finger is stuck to this other container here. All right, so I've got enough to do probably another of the small ones. We'll do the little circles. By the time I clean all these edges up, I'll have enough to add to this other little circle. Okay, this is the random question of the evening. How many of y'all have unusual pets? Most of y'all probably already know that I have ducks and chickens. Okay, I decided not to pour that. My daughter really wants a bearded dragon. We've also had axolotls before. If you don't know what that is, look that up. It's super cute. Axolotls are so adorable. It's one of those face only a mother can love kind of animals. But I really miss having them because they actually do have little personalities that are so cute. But if you've got a cool random pet, hit me up. I want to know. Bought my chickens a xylophone yesterday at the resale shop, And I thought, oh yeah, they're gonna be all over this. 2 chinchillas, those are so cute. I thought about getting a sugar glider long ago. I know those aren't the same thing, but they kind of remind me of each other. I forgot that this charger is gimpy. I'm probably gonna have to cut this video in just a little bit. Oh, longhorn cattle. That's cool, Lisa. And sheep. That's funny. I want to get goats next. Not next. I really want an alpaca first. Okay, hopefully my charger is working. I really want an alpaca, but my mother-in-law had sheep up until recently. She just barely had to get rid of them because they were having a hard time keeping up with them. And they were getting kind of ornery. But I'm just doing this last little blob. It's pretty thick here. Normally you wouldn't want to scrape your container, but I'm pretty decent about scraping my sides when I'm mixing. So I'm pretty confident that everything's good. By the way, if you like any of my videos as you're watching them, if you don't mind thumbs upping them, that would be great. It's helpful to me. It kind of lets people know that whatever that content is worth your time, even if you fast forward. I'm notorious for fast forwarding because I want to see the meat of it. So now we're just going to use this guy right here, and we're just going to lightly just go over the top right here. You don't want it so much that you're literally damaging your mold. Silicone can take some pretty decent heat. I know for like kitchen stuff. These are thinner. I'm not so sure how much they can handle. Okay, so I'm actually going to pull this away from this cup because I don't want to accidentally turn my school bus into a smoke tumbler. And you can kind of see in person the bubbles popping. That one I hope settles a little bit better. You can also come through later on and zap this all again once it's had time to kind of settle a little bit more. Once these are out of the mold, I'll take my blade, just this, and cut around. I'll show you with a finished one here. You can kind of see that little flap right there. You literally can just, well, that flipped that way, but you can kind of get the idea. You can kind of go real slow and just clean it up before you hang it, put the jump ring or anything on it. So it's not that big of a deal that there's a little bit hanging over here and there. It's an easy fix. This one looks really, really messy, but in real life it's not. It's just the glare of the shape. Leanne, are you saying so cute because you Googled axolotl? I like to think that that's what you just did because they are really cute. They're kind of ugly. Some people really, really don't like them, but that's okay. They're not for everyone. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah, they're so cute. I had a feeling that's what you were doing. So I am just doing that right there one last time. I don't plan on coming back out here tonight. It's time for me to go to bed. It's gonna be a long day tomorrow. This other one now has finally kind of flattened out. I'm really glad. I don't know why that's spinning like that. Probably because I had my heater on. It was probably blowing on it. So you can't see it in this. Theta, you looked it up too. Yeah, some people think that they are the most hideous things in the world, but oh my goodness, they're so great. We had a teacher when when my son was in 5th grade. He is a sophomore now, but he had a teacher that just adored him. It was the sweetest thing in the world. She actually raised them. She had an agreement with one of the local pet stores that every kid that was allowed to take one home got a $20 gift card to go to, Cynthia, they're called axolotls. Axolotl, I believe. I haven't had to spell it out loud in so long. There's a really cool myth that goes along with that. Yes, thank you so much for spelling that for me, because I'm clearly not with it. Just for giggles, since we have a little bit of kind of thicker epoxy, I'm going to show y'all what I do to my lids real quick. Okay, it's like super stringy. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to put the lid on. And tomorrow, whenever that's cured, I will come out here and shake off the excess there and the excess from the little sample that we made earlier and be done with it. And anything that's still usable will go back in there. That one like has static or something going on because it did not want to get on there. Cynthia looked it up. Yeah, they're weird and so cute. So I actually had, over the course of a couple of years, we had several. They are susceptible to illness. And you have to keep them cold enough. But I had one that was a golden albino named Falcor, which is incredibly appropriate because our son's name is Sebastian. So of course I had to have a Falcor. And we also had an Artax. But unfortunately they both died. It's so sad. So this isn't like any rocket science here. It's literally so that whenever I am searching through my buckets, I can find them faster. I hope my phone doesn't die. Y'all bear with me for a second. Yay, my phone's charging. This cord is on the fritz. I was down below 10% just a minute ago. Whoa, sorry. I don't know why I apologized. A little landslide there. Yeah, so I keep trying to convince my husband that we need more axolotls. So I never finished the other story. So this teacher just adored my son, which is so amazing because we did not know at the time that he was high-functioning autistic. So Theta, the myth about it, or the legend, or whatever you want to call it, is that that is actually an ancient king that was, they had plotted to murder him, and the gods cast him into the lake, which is where these things are native to, so that he would not be murdered, but he would live to be the axolotl. And if you look at the history of it and the mythology and all of that surrounding it, the god looks just like that, but with a man body. Has like that head. Seen some super cute art. I have seen some super ugly axolotls. I think they get ugly as they get older. Kind of like most humans, I guess. Ours, my first couple, they really only lived, I don't know, like 6 months maybe. We actually had to give away our last two when we moved. We gave them to our cousins to keep while we were showing our house and all of that. And my cousin's kids, 3 kids, they loved them so much that we couldn't bear to hurt their feelings and ask for them back. But that teacher, I'm so ADD. that teacher had an agreement with Pet Supplies Plus close by that every kid that was allowed to take one home got a $20 gift card, and that allowed the kids to go buy a fish tank for them. And then worms are pretty cheap. Like $6 will last like a whole month worth of worms in the frozen section. But it's pretty cool that you can find them in zoos and stuff. Every time a little kid comes into my office, I work in eye care, and we don't do pediatrics or anything, but we do have kids. Every time they get kind of restless or like they're waiting on the other parent or something, that's an easy topic to get them interested in what's going on. I usually pull out my phone and show them pictures of our past pets. Cool thing about the axolotls, I think they're using some of their DNA to try and figure out regeneration properties. They actually, if they lose a foot or a limb or certain parts of the body, not all of it, they can regenerate. It's super cool. When we got our very first two, one of them was missing all of its fingers on one hand. But within 2 months, totally had fingers again. It's pretty cool. Whoa, good gravy. Okay, this is what's wrong with me having this stand here. Got stray dogs in the front yard. It's lovely. All right, where's my anchors? There we go. I feel so productive. I got my glitter samples done. I got some earrings made. I got my colors marked on the tops. Man, it's a good night. Especially since I probably won't be able to get out here to work tomorrow at all. Got family stuff and then a 5K, so. I love these little shakers. They're so stinking adorable. I almost missed one science project that we had over on the side. All right, so this is my very last one. So you guys have a great night. Thanks for hanging around. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave them in the comments. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody's comment or question or anything. I'm pretty sure I saw most of them pop up. And that's it. I'm gonna sign off and go pour me a glass of wine and go to bed. Not necessarily in that exact time frame. Maybe I'll, you too, Lisa. Maybe I'll pour a glass of wine. And thank you, Theta. Or Theta. I hope I'm saying that right, or even close to right. Thank you, Dana. Oh, thank you. Is that what it does? I'm so new to this. I didn't start the channel with the idea that I would ever have more than a couple hundred people interested in what I was doing. So I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna flip the camera again, okay? Hold on, I'm gonna loosen this up. I was? Yay! I'm so glad. Okay, I'm flipping my camera so I can tell y'all thank you. But my camera tripod is sideways, so I feel like I need a V8. So you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for hanging around. If you have any ideas, throw them in the comments. Like I said in the last video, I want to do a wood grain. I've got a two-tone wood grain in the works. I want to do a Milky Way. All of those are in the works. And I am really loving the whole shiplap. Some people call them shipwreck, but I don't really get the shipwreck vibe. I just get the ship in the sea vibe. So anyways, thanks for hanging around. I love you guys. It makes me so happy that people care about stuff I can show them. So thanks. Y'all have a good one. See ya.